One, two, mic testing. One, two. One, two, mic testing. One, two, mic testing. Mic testing. Afternoon sitting. One, two. One, two, mic testing, mic testing. Welcome to this afternoon sitting. One, two, one, two. Welcome to this afternoon sitting. Ako sawa? One, two. Welcome to this afternoon session sitting. One, two, one, two. Iko sawa? Sauti inasikika? One, two. One, two, one, two.
One, two. Mic testing. One, two. Check. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. Siapige. One, two. One, two. One, two. Zimbabwe is your country.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah. You come from Zimbabwe. This man comes from Zimbabwe.
What in done?
Prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and just government of the people, we beseech you to behold the abundant favor. As your servants, we are pleased to call the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us, yes, Seymour, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests we committed to our charge. Amen. Communication from the chair.
Good afternoon, honorable members. And I wish to thank you all once again for having had this opportunity to attend this Tuesday afternoon session. And I wish to appreciate all the members. And I can see that you've come in good numbers. If this is how we shall go, then our three core functions shall be achieved. Thank you very much, Majority Leader, Chief Whips of the both divide. Thank you very much for this mobilization. Next order.
Papers. Honorable Gildon Shiosa, Member of County Assembly representing Butoto South Ward, and the Chairperson of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation. The report on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper and Debt Management Strategy Paper 2025-26 tabling.
Yes, Honorable Gildon Shiosio. And thank you also, Honorable Gildon Shiosio, for having also had an opportunity to mobilize your budget committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You know, I was even wondering why your eye is not really getting on me. On record, my name's Honorable Gildon Shioso, MCA representing people of Butoto South and the chairman of the Budget and Appropriation Committee. I'm here to table a report on County Fiscal Strategy Paper and the Debt Management Strategy Paper 2025-2026, and I hereby digitally table.
Next order.
Petitions, notices of motion that Honorable Gildon Shioso, Honorable Gideon Shioso, Member of County Assembly representing Butoto South Ward, and the Chairperson of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, that pursuant to Standing Order 44, the County Assembly is notified of a notice of motion on report on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper and Debt Management Strategy Paper 2025-2026.
Honorable Gildon Shioso, Chairperson Budget.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wanted the officer Note, my name is Gildon and not Gideon. I'm Gildon Shioso. Pursuant to Standing Order 44, the County Assembly is notified of a motion on report on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper and Debt Management Strategy Paper. So I hereby notify this House of this particular motion, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Motions. Honorable Gildon Shoso, Member of County Assembly representing Butoto South Ward and Chairperson of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, that pursuant to Standing Order 181, the County Assembly approves the report on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper and Debt Management Strategy Paper 2025-26 debate.
Honorable Gildon Shioso, the Chairperson, Budget.
Thank you again, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to Section 117 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Standing Order 2023 of the Kakamega County Assembly, I stand before this Honorable House to present the Budget and Appropriations Committee report on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper for the financial year 2025-26 and the medium term. This paper has been prepared under the theme Consolidating Gains under the Bottom-up Economic Transformation Agenda for Inclusive Green Growth, and it's anchored on Kenya Vision 2030, MTP4, the Governor's Manifesto, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP 2023 to 2027. Honorable Speaker.
A minute, Honorable Gildon Shioso. I'm just being informed that, have a seat, that Honorable Jael Mnyang'oli, you are not dressed appropriately as per the dress code that is prescribed for women, honorable members. Kindly, I ask you to dress appropriately. Proceed, Honorable Gildon Shioso.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So, looking at this report, the overall fiscal framework, the total projected expenditure for the financial year 2025 and 2026 is 17,896,558,555. I'm assuming all members are in touch with this particular report on the digital gadgets. This figure comprises of recurrent expenditure of Kenya shillings 12,435,628, development expenditure of 5,861,122,927, which is 32.75% of the total budget. With a fiscal plan as the projected above, the fiscal plan will be financed through the equitable share from national government, which is 13.579 billion. We have conditional grants of Kenya shillings 1.322 billion, on-source revenue of Kenya shillings 2.2 billion, balance brought forward of Kenya shillings 794 million. Part 2 of this report contains sectoral allocations and highlights. Honorable Speaker, looking at the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperatives, there is an allocation of 843 million. The major focus in this ministry is on crop and livestock productivity, tea development, and fish farming. In this ministry, there is pending bills of Kenya shillings 292 million, and the committee recommends the expedite procurement and enhanced disbursement to give way for a continued development. Ministry of Roads, Public Works and Energy has an allocation of 805 million, majorly focusing on bitumen road upgrades, the 10-kilometer gravel roads forward, and bridges. Pending bills in this ministry adds up to 372 million. Recommendation is the ministry should prioritize ongoing roads and also try to adhere to 10-kilometer target through consultation with the county assembly. Ministry of Health Services has an allocation of 1.4 billion, focusing on UHC rollout, staffing, water and electricity to health centers. Pending bills in this ministry adds up to 357 million. Here, the committee recommends the ministry to fast track stalled hospitals, recruit essential staff, and ensure constant supply of drugs in the level 2, level 3, and level 4 hospitals. Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has an allocation of 393 million, focusing on polytechnic expansion, ECDE, teacher recruitment, and bursaries. Pending bills here adds up to 52 million. Key recommendation of the committee is for the ministry to defer vehicle purchases and invest in human capital. Ministry of Trade, Industrialization and Tourism has an allocation of 235 million, focusing on industrial park, markets, maize and dairy factories. Pending bills in this ministry add up to 129 million. The committee recommends a prioritization of the Kenya shillings 250 million copy for industrial park. Ministry of Social Services, Youth and Sports has an allocation of 778 million with a focus on Buhungu Stadium, shelter improvement, women and youth empowerment. Pending bills here add up to 101 million. The ministry recommends the completion of the stadium and also to ensure that there is an implementation of housing units. Ministry of Water, Environment and National Resources has an allocation of 771 million, focusing on water access, climate action, FLOCA project completion. Pending bills in this ministry add up to 123 million. The committee recommends the ministry to improve on absorption, prioritize to complete the stalled and ongoing projects. We have the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Planning with an allocation of 646 million, focusing on valuation role completion, market survey, bus parks, and so on. Pending bills in this ministry is Kenya shillings 84 million. The committee recommends the ministry to fast track on land fencing and expansion of municipal coverage. Ministry of Public Service and County Administration has an allocation of 7.38 billion, mainly recurrent here, focusing on sub-county offices, headquarter block, rehabilitation centers, and so on. Pending bills in this ministry is adds up to 106 million. Office of the Governor has an allocation of 339 million, focusing on the coordination, county communication, and public service delivery. Pending bills in this office adds up to 115 million. The committee recommends the ministry to drop county court project not because it is not a devolved function. County Public Service Board has an allocation of 23 million, which is recurrent, and this one it's majorly focused on staff recruitment and the capacity assessment. The committee recommends the ministry to expedite board constitution. Ministry of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning has an allocation of 776 million, focusing on OSR enhancement, ward-based projects, debt clearance. Pending bills in this ministry is 2.33 billion. Recommendation here is to rationalize and settle pending bills progressively. Ministry of ICT and e-government has an allocation of Kenya shillings 181 million, focusing on Wi-Fi installation, media center, and LAN connectivity. The committee recommends the ministry to actualize long overdue ICT infrastructure projects. County Assembly has an allocation of 1.4 billion with a development vote of Kenya shillings 80 million. Here the ministry recommends the committee recommends County Assembly to increase the development of chambers to Kenya shillings 100 million and to expedite the construction. Ward-based projects has an allocation of 1.2 billion, and the status here, 598 projects are rolled out, 556 million paid, 633 million pending. The committee recommends the ring fence project funds to avoid rollovers. General observation here, remember this is programs which are aligned from the CIDP to ADP to give rise to a circular budget. Revenue projections are overestimated, so on-source revenue targets underperform. Number two, stalled projects, low absorption and contractor abandonment are recurring. Number three, the pending bills are constraining service delivery and development. Another one, observation was inconsistencies in project implementation across the wards. General recommendations, Honorable Speaker, is for the ministry to adopt realistic budgeting based on actual fiscal space. Number two, ensure ministries complete ongoing projects before initiating new ones. Number three, to improve on on-source revenue strategies and enforce revenue compliance. Number four, settle verified pending bills in a fast but consistent manner. Number five, strengthen procurement oversight to avoid project stalling. Number six, enhance public finance management through structural planning. Number seven, standardize ward project implementation for equity. Number eight, allocate development resources equitably and in a sustainable manner. Honorable Speaker, in line with our legislative mandate and after careful scrutiny and wide stakeholder engagement, the Budget and Appropriation Committee hereby presents this report and recommends this Honorable House for adoption of the County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2025-2026 with the proposed recommendations. Honorable Speaker, I've seen my Vice Chair has just walked in when I was starting. I want to invite him on the floor to second this particular report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Ondiro, the Vice Chair, Budget and Appropriation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, my name is Geoffrey Ondiro, as you have said. I'm a member of County Assembly representing Marenyo Shanda Ward and also Vice Chair, Budget and Appropriation Committee. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to second this report and also make a few remarks that, Mr. Speaker, as the chair has read, indeed, as assembly, we always come up with a very good document in terms of budget. And this time round, you're talking about the CFSP. Mr. Speaker, if you have gone through that report, you realize that as a committee, we've tried to touch in all corners to make sure that we come up with the right CFSP for this county. Mr. Speaker, the only letdown that we always get as a county assembly, Mr. Speaker, is that, yes, as much as we pass good documents in this particular house, but at times it comes to a time of implementation, Mr. Speaker, it gives a challenge. And the main challenge that we face as a county, Mr. Speaker, when it comes to budgeting, it is this issue of our own revenue. Mr. Speaker, we always, since our time in Muriel, we have never realized our target. And majorly, this affects the budget of the county at large. And we have prioritized that as one of the recommendation so that it be looked into going forward, Mr. Speaker. I therefore second this report and say that let all the recommendations that are given by the committee be followed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. I just wanted to understand, Honorable Osanga. Is that the right place that you're supposed to be sitting?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I don't know, since the coming up of the new constitution, Mr. Speaker, we have only the government and the Speaker's members do their job oversight. I don't know if we have part of the constitution that does oversight, others support the government, but the way I understand, the constitution gives us all the same mandate. Thank you.
Honorable Osanga, I doubt if ignorance is a defense. So there are only two divides in the House. Thank you very much. Now, honorable members, the floor is open for your opinion. We shall start with Honorable Doreen Muyonga. Doreen Muyonga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the record, my name is Honorable Doreen Muyonga, a nominated member to this County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, I wish to support this document that is before us, the County Fiscal Strategy Paper and Debt Management Strategy Paper 2025-2026. I support this document the way it has been presented before us because of issues that it has highlighted, and some of these issues are very dear to women, and I am supporting it because those issues have been captured. For instance, the document is big on food security. Mr. Speaker, am I safe? Should I proceed? Mr. Speaker, am I safe?
Yeah, don't worry, everything is in control. There's just some little problem with electricity.
Okay.
Honorable Doreen Muyonga, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was talking about this document, that I'm supporting it because it is strong on issues of food security. It has good plans of how the county government of Kakamega will support households achieve food security. This particular document is also strong on providing for network connectivity across the 60 wards, the issue of bitumen roads, the issue of maintaining existing roads. Honorable Speaker, that particular issue has been captured. In the interest of time, Honorable Speaker, I call upon the actor.
Is what had just been mentioned by our committee vice chair budget. And this one I wish to probably put it forward to our majority leader and maybe also our chair of finance, Osanga. This is about our on-source revenue, Mr. Speaker. I mean, every year, we've never achieved our on-source revenue. But, Mr. Speaker, I've never understood why we can actually actualize the figures so that it's never an excuse to the executive every other year. Because losing about 900 million, an average of 900 million every year, and that making it an excuse as to why a number of projects cannot actually go through is a big blow to us as elected members and representative to our wards. So maybe in financial terms or with the terms that are financial acts, maybe there is a condition as to why we have to really maintain the same kind of figure as a projection of on-source revenue. But I feel if it is not conditional, it is worth actualizing because it will be an excuse year in, year out. Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Yes, we shall have, let's have Honorable Jael, Honorable Mokhala, and then Honorable Wanga, and then we shall have Honorable Kwoma, and then eventually we shall have the majority leader, and then we shall go back to Honorable Gildon Shioso, Chair Budget, for a rejoinder. Let's follow that sequence. Honorable Jael Omnyang'oli, the issue was not the law address that you addressed. It was the veil that you are putting on, which was supposed to be in conformity to your religion. And that is why I had told you that you were not dressed appropriately. And I think that is a suit. Let me let me assume that. Yes, proceed, Honorable Jael.
Well guided, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. For the records, I'm Honorable Jael, MCA representing the county from Sheyo Ward. And I stand here to support this report, the FSSP report. And that is because we need this report for the budget cycle to begin. And it is necessary that the report goes through with the recommendations, and I would urge the ministries that are concerned. We have very critical recommendations such as the revenue collection. If we do not have enough revenue, then every budget that we've made previously that has not been the items of the budget that have not been attained is because of the limited resources that we've had. I would urge every member of this house that it is our responsibility, even in a small way, to ensure that we support the collection of revenue. Because without the on-source revenue, every item we have written on that budget and the budgets that are coming are going to be difficult to attain. And if we cannot attain them, it simply means we are going to be left with a lot of pending bills and projects and activities that have not been attained. So as I rise to support this report, I urge that all of us, let us, in our own ways, in our own small ways, in the different places that we've been placed, support collection of revenue to support our budgets. I support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mokhala, suti moja.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this accord, that I may also add my voice on this particular paper. First of all, thanking our good committee that has presented this particular paper. Honorable Speaker, I would like to point out that most of our projects are stalled across the county. we have no contractors on site, and this has given the county management a very bad score as far as development is concerned. My prayer is that as we come up with these estimates, they are going to be rolled down onto the ground very fast so that contractors must come back on site. There's a big cry as far as medication within our health facilities are concerned. My prayer is that as this is rolled out, we should have medicine within our health facilities, as well as enough staff to attend to the various problems that are within those health facilities. Honorable Speaker, it's also worth noting that there's been a drop of these allocations across all ministries, with a reason that is not very clear, especially if I have to talk about my committee on education, where there's a general cry of drop in allocations, a drop in capitation, and many other challenges that are affecting the various ministries that we have across the county. My prayer is that this shall be looked at in future so that this team that sits in this House of Order, Honorable Speaker, shall look like a team that is actually working. We have a problem, especially for the elected members, because we have nothing for most of them to show for the good work they come for in this house. My prayer is that out of the very good work that our brother has shown us here, work must resume very fast so that the name of the executive at the ground should again start coming up. Otherwise, thank you, Chair. Thank you for this chance.
Thank you, Honorable Osanga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise first and foremost to support the county strategy paper. Put in mind that, Mr. Speaker, this is a stage where we normally put ceilings on our budget estimates. Mr. Speaker, I've looked through this document very fast. Mr. Speaker, I realized that the recommendations mostly is that let the project we started we finish first before we start the new ones. Mr. Speaker, this has been a song. Even this financial year that we'll be implementing, what we used to tell our people is that we are not doing new projects simply because we are winding up the old that we started, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, the way my colleague has just said, that even most those projects that we thought they will get finished this financial year, all of them, Mr. Speaker, are stalled. How are we going to face the people who elected us? Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the executive arm of the government to raise up and move the talk or walk to the talk. Mr. Speaker, we can't be saying that year in, year out, we are going to finish what we have started. And Mr. Speaker, there's nothing on the ground that is being shown that indeed what we are saying is what we are doing. Mr. Speaker, going by the COB report, that 7.2 billion has been sunk into stalled projects, Mr. Speaker. This must be an indication from the executive that indeed 7.2 billion is still under stalled project, but these efforts we are doing to ensure that these stalled projects are being implemented to ensure that the people of Kakamega gets fruits of the devolution. Mr. Speaker, Second, I've been looking at the budget ceilings of Ministry of Roads, Public Works, and Infrastructure. But Mr. Speaker, these ceilings, instead of increasing, it is decreasing. Mr. Speaker, our roads are impassable. Unless we do something on these ceilings, Mr. Speaker, all of us who are sitting here, we're going to face voters in 2027. And not only facing voters, Mr. Speaker, we are going to use these roads. Mr. Speaker, without proper road networks, we will not have even the business or the economy of this area improving, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues, I don't know what we'll do, but being aware that we have a court case on fuel levy fund, what will happen if the court will say that now the amount of money that should go to counties, let it go back to counties? Are we going to increase our ceilings in our roads? Mr. Speaker, I want where my chair budget, when he writes up to respond, let him respond on that, because I'm so aware that the case in court is going to favor counties. And we must open up our ceilings in the roads department to absorb that amount of money that's under fuel levy. Last, Mr. Speaker, I support this report, but I want to urge the executive to move with speed and ensure that all stalled projects that I've been singing the last 6 months, that I've been singing the last 1 year, let something not be seen done, but let something be done. Thank you. I do support.
Honorable Titus Kwama.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the report on the county fiscal strategy paper. Mr. Speaker, I'm in agreement with the issues raised by the honorable members. Mr. Speaker, I'm supporting the report, but there are critical areas that must be addressed by our county government. On source revenue, this county has not been realizing the intended targets, and there are reasons for that. The infrastructure that could help us to realize maximum revenue are not in place. And for example, most of our stock rings are not in a working condition. So we are losing, there are so many leakages on our stock ring markets. Mr. Speaker, sir, the morale of the human resource aspect involved in the collection of our own source revenue is also wanting. The revenue clerks are serving on contracts. They are not sure for how long they are going to serve. We need to give them job security. I think it will enable them to work effectively for our county. Mr. Speaker, sir, I know the county fiscal strategy paper lays ground for the preparation of what I could refer to as the real budget. There are so many projects in the current financial year that are stalled, and probably we are carrying them to the next financial year. The county government of Kakamega must make a very serious attempt of implementing the budget. We have issues of roads. The health sector has so many challenges, especially our dispensaries and health centers. If we are to raise more revenue and we don't have drugs in our health centers and dispensaries, it's also a challenge, because I think honorable members are aware that even SHA, in cases where it is working, especially in health centers and dispensaries, the county government is supposed to raise revenue from it. So a situation where we don't have trucks and the pharmaceuticals, then how do we raise that revenue? I also want to appreciate the committee for the good work. I'm a member of that committee. Most of these issues honorable members are raising here, we have also raised them at committee work. That's why we are having a more realistic report before the House. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I finalize, I want to urge this House that we equally have a role to play. Mr. Speaker, sir, we seem not to be understanding our work here properly. We are supposed to narrow our differences and see how we can help in one, ensuring that the budget is fully implemented, two, in ensuring that we boost our own resource envelope. If we can make more money locally, the way a few counties in this country are doing, then Kakamega will develop at a faster pace. I have in mind counties like Kiambu. Of course, I know the dynamics on the ground in terms of economic activities are slightly different, but we cannot be very far from them in terms of addressing issues to do with our own source revenue. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to stop there. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Whip, can I just give you 1 minute, Chief Whip? Just 1 minute? Okay. Proceed.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nilitoka nje kuhudumia mambo ya hatari kule nje, so singeweza kusimama ukanichagua kama mmoja mwenye nitaweza kuchangia mjadala unayoendelea. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nishukuru kamati imefanya kazi yake vizuri na mimi naunga mkono. Kidogo tu nitaona wasipotekeleza kulingana na vile kamati imepitiza, kutakuwa na changamoto mingi sana. Kwa mfano upande wa ukusanyaji wa ushuru. Mheshimiwa Spika, naweza sema ile idara kusanya ushuru imezembea kazini, na hatutafikia ile kiwango ya pesa tunataka. Nikipatia na mfano, kuna hizi kampuni zenye zinachukua madini sawia na mchanga ile kutoka kwa barabara maram, ama zinachukua madini tofauti. Ukiangalia vile zinalipa ushuru, Mheshimiwa Spika, utashangaa. Ninaweza patiana kampuni moja area ya Lugari, wanachimba mchanga ya kuuza inayotengeneza hizi nini za sakafu, the tiles. Mheshimiwa Spika, wanalipa shilingi 10,000 kwa mwezi mmoja. Hivi juzi tumekuwa tukitengeneza barabara hizi kilomita 4 ama kilomita 6 kwa kila wadi. Mheshimiwa Spika, ule mwenye alipatiwa kandarasi ya kutengeneza hiyo barabara amekuwa akitoa hiyo mchanga kwa kaunti jirani, na alibeba tipa ama zile marori 100. na alikuwa analipishwa shilingi 800 kwa lori moja. Kwa siku moja waliweza kukusanya shilingi 1080 kutoka kwa contractor mmoja. Lakini hapa sisi kwa county unapata wanamwambia mwenyewe alipe kile kiwango anataka. Tukiangalia sawia na hii kampuni kiwanda ya Kabaras Sugar, Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia ushuru wanalipa ni ya chini sana, kwa sababu wameachiwa wenyewe waseme ni kiasi lipa kwa ushuru. Mimi naona ushuru tumezingatia sana kwa kina mama wa vibanda, wale wauzaji wa soko, wale mama mboga, hao ndio wanalipa ushuru ya kusaidia kaunti yetu. Lakini kama hiyo idara itatoka nje, tuna uwezo wa kupata pesa mingi sana. Na mwisho, Mheshimiwa Spika, kitengo cha mashamba na upangaji wa miji kidogo kimezembea pia, kwa sababu kulingana na kamati wanawatengenezea fedha za kufanya kazi yao. Unapata mashamba mengi yamekuwa yakinyakuliwa na watu binafsi. Mheshimiwa Spika, leo nimechelewa kufika hapa kwa sababu kwangu kuna zaidi ya ekari 350 imenyakuliwa na watu wawili binafsi. Na ukijaribu kuangalia kufuatilia ni vipi unaweza saidika, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kusikitisha kwa sababu hawayuko tayari kutoka nje kwenda kupigania haki ya nchi yetu ya Kakamega. Nashukuru Mheshimiwa Spika.
Asante sana Kiranja, mkuu wa wengi, kwa lugha yako ya Kiswahili yenye ufasaha kabisa, na nafikiri yule mwenyekiti wa bajeti nafikiri amekupata vizuri. Pengine kama hakuweza kupata kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, utapata mtu wa kumtafsiria katika lugha ya Kiingereza. Majority Leader CPA Maina.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this motion. I have a few remarks I wish to make, and I'm also a member of the Budget Committee, for the record. And there are two things that stand out. Members have talked about the issue of revenue collection, and I want to give a challenge to ourselves. And as leaders in this county, we must take this initiative to the next level and oversight properly how the executive is going to fulfill this mandate of collecting more revenue to be able to meet these ceilings that we have set. And the main concern that we have a big is a potential that this county has always refused to use. The issue of valuation roll, which was here and very contentious, and I think we reached a consensus. It's now low. We keep revising it every other time, and when it comes to the finance bill, we shall look at it at a bigger perspective. But I wish to urge everybody to encourage ratepayers to actually start paying. And I'm very sure with that, I think the Honorable Chair, the chairperson of our Budget Committee, as Honorable Sanga said, we must actually up our ceilings, and especially in the areas like the road that he's mentioned. And that can only come if we are sure that we're going to collect more revenue. And I think the issue of land rates is the game changer in this matter. And is actually, as you know, the law is on leasehold land and any other land that is developed for commercial purposes. That should be clear. Secondly, is a matter of health. Our health facilities can only be funded as per these ceilings. I understand at times my colleagues actually go out of their way to condemn lack of drugs, but nobody has ever asked how much was allocated for drugs. The only thing that will save us, if we have more people registering to SHA, and as the president is actually committed, I just want to give him benefit of doubt that it will work. That they're able, once members of the public are registered in the level 1 and level 2 health facilities, the government will be able to fund when the patients go there for treatment. And what we need to encourage our people is to register with SHA so that we have more people going to these facilities and they are funded by the national government, which is easier than being funded by the county governments. And this national government will fund through the SHA, the Taifa Care program. So let's encourage our people to actually go out, register in SHA, and it will also help to boost the revenue collection with at our facilities. And back to the report as presented by the committee, an area of concern which the committee, I think the chairman read in summary, but the report is actually shared to all members, what we're going to present to the executive. Of emphasis is that let's actually now this time bite what we can chew. The issue of coming up with so many tarmac roads is a concern, and I have realized that most counties do not actually invest in this issue of tarmac roads because they are very costly And given the allocation to the counties, we can't actually be able to do it. I think let's stop being overambitious. Let us remain with those that have been actually been budgeted and provided for this year. And going forward, it should be very strategic when we're deciding to do tarmac roads. Other counties have actually relied on partnership with the national government through Kenha or Kura to do roads within the counties. But Kakamega, being overambitious, actually we open ourselves too much that we are starting project we cannot be able to complete. So our proposal is that we actually finish what we have already begun, but scale down. So long as every sub-county in this county has gotten a tarmac road from the county, I think we should leave it at that. But put more money on doing these earth roads because they are all over. It's the biggest network that we have, and people can use those ones, and they are cheaper to maintain until at that point when the allocation to the counties can be increased. And another thing, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, we also need to scale down on national government functions. As you are aware, we have a court case about bursary, and let's not hide our heads, bury our heads in the sand, and accept that it's time we actually loaded this problem of bursary back to the CDF and ensure that it's actually done equitably and to everybody. Because us going back to do that, you see, one, the courts are stopping us. And number two, the money that we have is not actually adequate. But the fear, political fear, is that if some counties are giving and others are not giving, that's how I know my colleagues would be hesitant not to discuss that matter. But if the country agrees that we shouldn't be doing bursary, so be it. And this money can be allocated to ECDs for feeding programs. We can actually improve on polytechnics and have laboratories, have capitation to polytechnics given so that we can improve the quality of technical education in this county. So there are areas we think, and other software, I would call software programs. We have the shelter program, which members have been talking about, but you see the impact that it has, to me, is negligible. Doing 6 houses in a ward like Marama Central, and Mr. Speaker, for information, when we go there, we are normally pick the most vulnerable and we go for the old people. You realize most of them are above 80 years and they do not get to stay to live for another 2 or 3 years. So within a short time, they pass on, and culturally, that house cannot be used by any other person. So it's turned into a cowshed. What if that person was actually put on a program, a stipend program, like they are doing with the national government, hii pesa ya wazee? We give them health cover through SHA and have a small stipend to support them within the setup of their families, which will be cheaper and more impactful than doing the shelter, which is actually 6 houses is negligible. Unless we had more money and have maybe 20 or 40 houses, that will have a bigger impact. But the bottom line is that the software program that we do in this county, the impact is negligible. Look at the issue of giving money to groups. The vetting was poorly done. And I can now confirm here, and my colleagues have also verified this, that the group that were given the grants shared the money the second week, and those groups do not even exist now. So we lose a lot of money to programs that are good for the eyes, but for the mind and the heart, it's zero. So we need to look at it, and actually the budget committee has made good recommendations, and I hope this will be followed as we prepare to do the main budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Thank you very much. Chair Gildon Shioso, Chair Budget and Appropriation.
As I rise to give a rejoinder in support of this CFSP, I was very keen with every and each particular comment that was coming across, though Honorable Tulfena almost messed up my attention, but she later made sure that I'm back on the track. Honorable Speaker, let me begin by appreciating each and every one of honorable member in this house for the spirited, insightful, and overwhelming support and the contribution they have given towards this particular report. Honestly, today, if CFSP was a student, it would be smiling because there was no dissenting voice towards this particular report. Honorable Speaker, we all know that the CFSP is like an architectural drawing. that you need to have before you build a house. You cannot start putting up walls when you haven't agreed where the door should be, the toilet, so on and so forth. So the committee was basically trying to draw the plan, prioritize, and organize the purpose of this particular document that will guide us in preparing the main budget. So, honorable members, I just want to urge you to support this particular report. The people of our great county are really waiting and interested to see that we pass this particular report to pave way for the organization of the budget. Honorable Speaker, mine is just to urge the House, as you put up the question, support this document and pass this report to allow the committee move on to the next stage in the budget making cycle. Thank you very much, and may Allah barik all of us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair, Budget and Appropriation. And for my Muslim brothers who had Eid Mubarak yesterday, we appreciate and we thank God that you completed your Saumu in time. It is proposed by Honorable Gildon Shiosio, MCA representing Butoto South, and chairperson of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation, and seconded by Honorable Geoffrey Ondiro, member representing Shianda Marenyo Ward, and vice chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee, that the report on the county fiscal strategy paper and department and debt management strategy paper 2025-2026 be adopted as presented. Will as many as of the similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Next order, Mr. Speaker, sir, adjournment.
The House stands adjourned until tomorrow at 10 a.m.